So it's getting near Betty Bye time, huh? And the hope here is twofold, maybe threefold. One is to get your mind off of whatever it's on, which is unproductive. I'm not saying everything you're thinking about is unproductive, but those unproductive thoughts, let's get rid of those. The second thing is that we want to work on what they call prana in the business, which means vital energy. And I'm more and more convinced the more and more I read and understand this stuff that any inconsistencies or particularly deficiencies in breathing well are major contributors to the onset and continuation of disease and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not saying that breathing better solves everything, but breathing better is really importantly, and until you breathe better, it doesn't really matter what you eat or whether you exercise or how much you exercise or anything else. Breathing comes first. At least that's going to be my contention. So we'll do a couple of things in what I would imagine to be about a 15-minute practice at night for you. And part of it will be lengthening breath. Part of it will be a particular breathing technique. And part of it will be meditation. Now, we've talked about this at length before, but the, ability or inability that you may have to be able to really effectively breathe through your nose doesn't impact everything except the breathing technique I'm going to teach you. So we'll see how it goes, okay? If it's painful, then don't do it. So here we go. First thing is that we're going to start to build exhale by a particular method we call Krama. And Krama means to segment. You may have seen this in other videos I've done. I don't remember what I've put out there for you or for everybody in general. So in any event, Krama is a really powerful way to start to build your ability to take a fuller exhale. And as one of the great modern day teachers says, if you can't exhale completely, you can't inhale completely. And maybe logical, but not something that's practiced by everybody, right? So in this particular Krama technique, we're going to break the exhale down into I'm going to use 6 segments, but you could break it down to as much as 10 or even 12 segments. It's not a contest, so the more segments doesn't make it better. It's just working with something that you can do comfortably and that's effective. I'm going to be using my nostrils to inhale, but if you can't, then, inhale through your mouth. And then the exhale will be through the mouth for both of us, so there's no trouble there. So the idea here, and you've, I know, seen some of this stuff, we've probably even talked about it individually, about using the diaphragm and using the abdominal muscles, the abdominal wall. The abdominal wall is used to make a fuller exhale, and the diaphragm is used to make a fuller inhale. So between the two, over time, I want to build your breath. I want to make you or put you in a position where you can breathe better, more easily, more freely, just in sort of everyday life. We're going to have to do some stuff with your physical body, but it'll be easier, frankly, if you can at least stand comfortably for a little bit for part of that. So let's take it a step at a time, all right? So here's the thing. The Krama exhale suggests that we exhale a bit of air, pause, exhale a bit more air, pause, and so forth. So if we're doing a 6-part exhale, it means that, in rough terms, and it's not science, we're going to take about a sixth of the breath out, hold or pause, another sixth, another sixth, another sixth, until we get through the complete breath. This takes some practice. You can't do this just in a matter of, hours of doing it. There's a fly in here, and so if it annoys me, I'm going to deal with it, or at least shoo it away. So don't worry if your segmenting isn't perfect. This isn't like cutting a pie. It doesn't have to be absolutely equal slices, but that's the goal over a period of time. So if you just go ahead and close your eyes, as I will, take a full inhale and a complete exhale through your mouth. Now we're going to use pursed lips for the exhale. We've done this before, I think, or at least you've seen it on the YouTube channel, if nothing else. Take another full inhale. And then as you exhale about a sixth of the breath out through pursed lips. And pause. And pause. That's 2. And pause. That's 3. And pause. 2/3 of the way. And pause. The rest of the breath. Inhale. Again, a sixth. Halfway. The rest. Relax your breath. So I'm using my abdominal wall to help to push the breath out a little more forcefully. I'm using pursed lips to create resistance against that. And then the pause is just like you could count to 2 or count to 3 in each pause. Again, depending on what's comfortable. Over time, what I would imagine we would do is increase first the length of the pause, starting at maybe 2 counts between each pause, and move to up to 4 counts within each pause. And then once we've got that, then we'll add some more breaths, or some more segments to the exhale. So in case I'm making this confusing, we'll start this way. For the time being, exhale in 6 segments using pursed lips, applying a little pressure of the abdominal wall to help push each of those segments out, pausing to count 2 between each segment, and at the end of the 6th segment, the breath is completely exhaled, the belly is completely drawn in. Then relax the belly, take a long full inhale. You can take as much time for the inhale as you want, and start all over again. Okay? So let's practice it one more time. So go ahead, close your eyes. Take a full inhale and a complete exhale, engaging abdominal muscles, belly draws to spine. Another full inhale, relax the belly. 6 segments, we begin. Inhale deeply. Again. Inhale deeply. Begin again. 3 more rounds. Inhale deeply. Again. Last one. Inhale deeply and relax. And notice how you feel. If you get lightheaded, dizzy during this, then decrease the number of rounds. 5 is the goal. And if you can do 5, that's awesome. If you can only do 2 or 3, then that's fine too. It's a building process. So the exhale here is pretty forced. So I'm really trying to get your abdominal wall to act or react. So it's a quick forceful effort followed by a quick stop, quick forceful effort, quick stop. And that's intentional. That's to start to get this whole mechanism, this whole breathing mechanism to work and ultimately to work better. And in the best case scenario, to work efficiently. So that's step 1 for nighttime. I'm going to teach you this breathing technique. It's called Chandra Bhedena in the tradition. Chandra means moon. I should know what Bhedena means, but I honestly don't remember. It's not critical to the equation to know it or not know it. So, sorry, there's somebody cutting a tree down next door, and you can probably hear the chainsaw. So I thought they were done for the day, but of course they're not. One of many nuisances in doing this. So Chandra Bhedena is a left nostril breath. Left nostril breath. So the inhale is through the left nostril. The exhale is through the left nostril. And I was thinking about this. One alternative for you could be if the exhale is easier through a nostril, the inhale is less easy. I don't know that we've specifically talked about that. But if that's the case, you could inhale through the mouth and just exhale through the left nostril. So, in the tradition, you would typically use, I'm using my left hand, but it'd be your right hand because I'm mirroring. So you would typically use your right hand to accomplish this. And I'll just show you how the technique is usually done. Right hand with the right thumb going to the right nostril to just close it. The arm is relaxed. And then I inhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. And exhale through the left nostril. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. If inhale is more difficult in the nostril, inhale mouth. Exhale nostril. One more round. Oh boy, that's hard. And then relax your breath. So that really dries you out. So that's 9 rounds, which is the goal here. So this is a relaxing technique. It's what they call langana in the old language. And it means to relax, to soften, to let go, to release, to restore. All of these things are associated with an energetic quality called langana. So these 2 techniques are what I'd like you to do in that order, probably. So first do the Krama exhale breathing, and then do the Chandra Bhedena, or left nostril inhale and exhale. Okay? Did I say alternate nostril before? When I said Krama, the Krama segmented breathing is what I meant. Sorry, I may be getting myself confused, and you too now. So first do the Krama breathing, or the segmented breathing. Second, do the Chandra Bhedena. All right? Then that leads us to just a brief meditation. And so I'd invite you to close your eyes again and just soften your eyelids over your eyes. Relax your temples, your cheeks, soften your jaw, soften your throat. Sense air coming into your throat and air going out. So feel that sensation wherever in the throat. It could be sort of toward the top or center of the throat, at the pit of the throat, Adam's apple area, or below. Doesn't matter. Trachea, if that means anything. But find a place where you can experience sensation and follow that. And then I'm going to ask you to shift your awareness and bring it to what we call the heart center. So it can be the physical location of the blood pumper, if that works for you. The heart center in the tradition usually is center of the breastbone near the, it's called a xiphoid process, that little sort of protrusion at the bottom of the breastbone, the base of the breastbone. Right there, or just below it, even at the solar plexus. It sort of doesn't matter, and sometimes you can actually feel an energetic sensation if you focus your attention there for a bit. But that's where we're going, is to that area. So I often describe finding this as a matter of a combination of imagination and observation. So it doesn't necessarily come to you right away. And sometimes it takes weeks or even longer before it's like, yeah, I sort of get that. There really is something there. I'm not just making this up. It's not, Eastern hooey. It's a real thing. If nothing else, the location at the base of the breastbone is the solar plexus, and there's a hell of a lot of energetic electrochemical energy pulsing through there. So in the absence of anything else to sort of cling to as a practical person, if that's your bent in this, then there is something there to be discovered. But beneath that or beyond that, I suppose there's sort of an energetic center. It's called the heart chakra in some parts of the tradition. It's called the cave of the heart in other parts of the tradition. But anyway, it's a thing. It's a space. It's a place. It's an energy. So that's what I'm going to ask you for the next few minutes to focus on. And so the idea here is to sort of follow the breath in and out, and this is where the imagination comes in, or the visualization perhaps, to take that energy of the breath into the heart center, into that space. And again, there's not a pinpoint location, so it's different for different people. In my more extended experience with this, it's different from, one day to the next, or 1 week to the next, or 1 year to the next. So it sort of can alter and change, and it doesn't matter where you find it. The idea is to find it, and if you don't get frustrated, just keep your focus there. So that's the other thing, is starting to control the mind. Another method to begin to control the mind a little more fully. Okay, so here we go. Go ahead and close your eyes again. Find your breath and begin the process of following your breath in from the opening, the nose or the mouth, down the throat, and to a space that's somewhere around the heart space. And then as you exhale, it's the same process, sort of sensing that there might be some sort of space here at the heart, and following the breath back out. So that's the process. Breathing into the heart space, breathing back out away from the heart space. So try that for about a minute or so, knowing that your mind might wander, and if it does, just bring it back. So a couple of tips here in terms of sensing the heart space. The first one is that sometimes I will describe it as, it's like you're taking your observation and taking a wide angle lens to that area and just observing without getting too crazy about, I think it has to be here, or it should be there, or I'm not sure what I'm feeling, or if I'm feeling nothing. Impartial observation, wide angle lens, focused in that area, and just sort of over time see what happens. The other thing I sometimes advise people to do is just take a hand and put it to that area. And the tactile sensation sometimes will help to sort of activate something that's a little deeper than just, skin deep. But either of those techniques can be helpful. There's no hurry in, kind of figuring this out or finding it. It, as I have already made clear, I think it can take some time. So don't sweat it if it's not there. Just follow the process. The process takes care of itself over time. All right. So I think that's it for now. I told you I would make another video for a morning breathing thing, and I've decided to delay that for two reasons. One, because they've been cutting a tree down for the past 2 days, and when I went to originally film this last weekend, I had a myriad of issues. So the time that I've had to film, it hasn't worked out, so I apologize, and you'll get it. And in any event, as I record this, I'm going to see you in less than 24 hours anyway, and so we can talk about it a little bit in person, and then I can follow up with something, and we can, keep going. So ultimately, I want you to breathe better, more fully. We have to work on some things with your general posture and so forth that'll help this process. But I think I'm more and more convinced. I'm a little biased, but not a lot. I've been skeptical, but breath seems to be the key. Most important thing. If you can't move, you got to breathe. If you don't eat well, you got to breathe better.